it builds confidence. It built my self-confidence and belief in myself, because when I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. And I may do it clumsily, I may do it awkwardly, I may do it like, not gracefully, but it's gonna get done. Think about like your why, like, oh, actually, I wanna be healthy. And then from there, you can even make it even further. And it could be like an emotional reason. I think like that helps a lot. Like, for example, I want to be healthy so that I can be healthy for my kids. I want to live long enough to see my grandchildren. I believe these tips that I'm going to share in this video can help with that. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Diana's Talk Show. My name is Diana. I am a college student in New York City. I like to make videos to document my journey as a film student, but also to talk about spirituality and self-development, because these are topics that I'm super passionate about. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about discipline, how to be disciplined. This topic came to me when I thought to myself, what is something that comes easy to me that may not come easy to other people, and how can I help with that? So in this video, I'm going to be giving examples, my own personal examples of my discipline in regards to health and fitness. But I believe that the tips I share in this video can apply to any area of life. For example, if you want to have more discipline in a new hobby, or in school or at work, I believe these tips that I'm going to share in this video can help with that. So we're going to start with number 1, decide your why. So let's say I'm going into working out, right, for the first time, and I decide, okay, I want to work out. Why do you want to work out? Common answers to this question could be, I want to work out so I can be healthy. I want to work out so I can lose weight and get to a healthy weight. I want to work out so I can achieve my dream body, or like be comfortable and confident in my body. I want to work out because it's good for my mental health, according to science. This like scientific research. I don't have the exact data or facts, but working out is good for your mental health and it's good for your health. So let's say health is your why. Then whenever you think, oh yeah, I'm just going to skip it, or I'm not going to go to the gym, or I'm not going to go for a walk, think about like your why. Like, oh, actually, I want to be healthy. And then from there, you can even make it even further. And it could be like an emotional reason. I think like that helps a lot. Like, for example, I want to be healthy so that I can be healthy for my kids. I want to live long enough to see my grandchildren. And in order to do that, I have to make healthier choices and care about my body and take care of my body. That is emotional, thinking I want to be healthy enough to see my grandchildren, and I want to live long enough to get to raise my kids. And, that's like, that's emotional, and like that makes it even bigger than you. That makes it like about everyone else. That includes like the good that you want to do in the world. Like, I want to live long enough to launch my dream business. I want to live long enough to see my I don't know, like to like something that like a milestone that you want to reach or something. That's like a good, or like, I want to live long enough to be able to travel the world. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, when you tie in your why to an emotional reason, or when you tie it to your life purpose in a way, like, I know that maybe it's not fun in the moment, it's not comfortable in the moment, but my why reminds me that I'm doing this for like a bigger reason. I'm doing this for the long term, for the long run. It's going to be long term. Number 2 is notice your excuses and your imposed limitations. So we're going to keep going with the working out example. Let's say, I think a common excuse I hear when it comes to working out is I don't have enough time. So I think like there are people with less time than you who are making the time to work out. Like, I personally saw this in when I was in my earlier years of college. I think I was a freshman or a sophomore. I was roommates with someone who had a class at 9:30 a.m. and still went to work out when the gym opened at 6 a.m. or 5:45 a.m. I think like my roommate would wake up at 5:45 a.m. and go. And I used to have that excuse of I don't have enough time because even if I had a class at 9:30, I would think there's no way I'm going to wake up earlier than 9:30 because I still have to get ready and, have breakfast and all of that. And how am I going to have time to work out? And I can't fit it in my day. But when I saw my roommate, like my roommate would wake up at 5:45 a.m. and she would go and then I got inspired by that, and then I started to go with her. Another example is when I went to go visit my friend, and we were gonna do a spin class together, and I was like, oh yeah, let's do the later one, like, like not, like 9 a.m., nothing crazy. But my roommate was like, oh no, my friend, my friend was like, no, I usually, since I have a class in the morning, I usually go to spinning, to my spinning class at 7 a.m. So I always choose the earliest time. And then I thought to myself, here are these people who have the same like hours as me, have the same class time as me. Like, for example, with my roommate, like, we both had a class. I think we were in the same class at 9:30, and she would go to the gym and she would get up and just go. And then that inspired me to go with her. And then I realized that you can fit in time. And then I realized you can fit in time, whenever. And there are actually, different pockets of time to do what you want to do and so there's like, think about your excuses and think if that sounds similar to you. Like, challenge your excuses or your imposed limitations. So then we're going to go to number 3, break it down in chunks. So when you have a bigger goal, let's say you want to work out. Let's say I want to go to the gym regularly. My goal is to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. When you break it down, something I do, I literally do this, is I break down my time to go to the gym so short. So let's say you're starting to go to the gym, start going like 10 minutes. And then go for the gym 10 minutes 3 times a week, every week. And that's still, you're still getting a workout in. And that still counts, and that still matters. Like, even if you put 10 minutes into your goal. I did this, like I started doing this because I realized I didn't like to be at the gym for that long. I don't like to be at the gym for that long. Even now, I still go to the gym for 15 to 20 minutes and I time it. What I do is I go to the gym and I put a timer for either 20 minutes or 15 minutes. The most that I'll be at the gym for is 30 minutes. And when I tell people this, they're like, what? Like, why would you go to the gym for like only 15 minutes, like, or, like they're like, like that's a little funny. But that helps me so much, and that still helps me get an efficient workout in, because when I put the timer for 15 to 20 minutes, that's a focused 15 to 20 minutes. There's no like being slow, like being on my phone. Like, I don't have time to waste. Like, I'm very disciplined with my time. Like, my time, I don't waste my time. I go for 15 minutes, then I come back home, and then I still have enough time to like shower, get ready for my next like activity or my next obligation that day. So this practice of chunking it down and going to the gym for 15 to 20 minutes and breaking down the goal and starting small, it builds confidence. It built my self-confidence and belief in myself, because now I have a very strong belief in myself. Like, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I may do it clumsily. I may do it awkwardly. I may do it like, not gracefully, but it's going to get done. And I can say this with confidence because I have proved to myself that I do what I'm saying I'm going to do. when you want to believe in yourself, when you want to believe that you can attain a goal, you have to prove to yourself that you can do it. Because someone who falls like flat on their promise, you may not trust that person as much, even subconsciously. Like maybe not overtly. Like if, like, let's say I have a friend who never does what she says she's gonna do. Like she breaks promises. She doesn't show up when she says she's gonna show up. She doesn't do what she says she's gonna do. That, like, to me, kind of subconsciously is like, oh, like, my trust in her falters a bit. That's like an example. So the same way your trust with someone would falter when they don't live up to their promise is the same thing that happens to yourself. That's why it's harder to believe in yourself when you don't fulfill any small promise. So kind of tying this to number 2, let's say the excuse a person has is, I don't have enough time. What they could do to chunk it down is go to the gym for 10 minutes. Everybody has a free 10 minutes. Everybody can wake up like an hour earlier and go to the gym or like go for a walk or do some exercise in your room for 10 minutes. And when you do that, let's say at least 3 times a week, you do it repeatedly, like for weeks, then you start believing in yourself. And then you're like, oh, like you kind of stretch time a little bit too. You realize you have more time than you think. And then this is going to bring me to number 4. Then you can proceed to the next level, and the next level will be apparent to you. So what I mean by this is, after somebody's been working out for 10 minutes or 3 times a week for a few weeks, then it becomes easy to them. Then it's like, oh, like this is easy. Then you can challenge yourself and then say, now I'm going to work out for 15 minutes. Let's see if I can do 15 minutes. And then that becomes your new challenge. That becomes your new level. So an example I have from my own personal life is I was getting over, this is like a trigger warning, like slight mention. I'm not going to go into detail or like give details, but I struggled with disordered eating in my teenage years. So my goal for many years was I'm fully recovered now, healthy. So my goal for a few years was to not binge eat anymore and to gain like a better relationship with food and to gain more, to have a healthy relationship with food. That was my goal. So I was not, I didn't feel comfortable like dieting or cutting out foods or of any sort. I was doing intuitive eating for years, and that like restored me, like recovered me. I'm back to normal now. And now that I'm like very comfortable with intuitive eating, I'm very comfortable with eating. I know like myself, I know my body a lot now, and I don't have a risk of like going back to disordered eating because I have worked on it for so many years. I've worked on my healthy relationship with food for so many years. So now my next goal, now I feel ready to eat healthier and to try to cut out sugar. That's like my next goal. Now I'm ready to cut out sugar. So that means, cutting out foods, and that can teeter on the line of dieting and restriction. But I am now I'm ready. I'm at a level where that's not going to send me back. That's not detrimental to me. That's not going to like send me spiraling into like disordered eating again, because I know that now I have a different why. Now my why is I want to be healthy. Like I want to work on my health. And I want to feel good. I know that when I eat food that feels good for my body, I feel good. My mental health is good. And I love learning about nutrition. It's not about what it was before, about restriction and dieting. Now it's about health. It's about nutrition. I love learning about nutrition. I'm passionate about researching different foods, researching what different food does for your body. I love researching what different food what vitamins and minerals different food offers to me. I love researching what my body needs. Like what does my body need? I need complete protein. I need fiber. I need vegetables. I need healthy fats. I need all these things that make up a nutritious meal, a nutritious diet. So now that's my different why. Now my next level is going to, okay, now I am ready to start healthy eating and cutting out sugar. I also, so that's like my example with that. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know what you maybe will apply these tips to. And thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video.